As more COVID vaccines go into arms nationwide, more states are lifting restrictions put in place to slow the spread. Yesterday, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey said her state would have a mask mandate for another 5 weeks. But by next week, 16 other states will have no mask requirement. Texas is one of them. Despite the move to lift these restrictions, people there will still have to wear masks if they want to go into businesses like Kroger, Target, CVS, and Walgreens. Steve Adler, the Democratic mayor of Austin, joins me now from Austin, Texas. Mayor Adler, welcome. Great to have you with us. So Governor Abbott says he made the right decision for Texas, that government mask mandates aren't needed any longer. You obviously don't think that was the right decision. Tell us why, and also, do you think the fact that some businesses are keeping their requirements in place will be enough?
You know, virtually every medical professional tells us that masking is effective. In fact, it's the single most important thing that any of us can do other than actually getting the vaccine. It's going to be crucial as we move forward. It is responsible in large measures for the success we've had so far. So anything that we do that creates an ambiguous message to the community about whether the virus is still with us or whether masking is important is counterproductive. I am so appreciative of the businesses that are continuing to maintain mandates in their facilities. I'm urging all businesses to do that. I'm urging all the residents in my community to continue to wear masks. It's up to us now, and it's something that we need to do.
And Mayor Adler, why do you think this announcement came this week? Do you have any thoughts on the timing here?
Well, the one thing I know is that it has nothing to do with science and data, which is what I hope would be guiding all of the decisions that we make with respect to virus. You know, my fear is that it's become an increasingly political issue, where some, in order to be able to have standing with their party, are trying to message in a way that is, as I've said, counterproductive. I think it's political. It has nothing to do with the science and the data. The science and the data would say that leaders at this point need to be unambiguous with their communities, that masking is important, and everything we do should be designed to enforcing that message.
And, you know, first off, Mayor, of course, the whole country, our hearts go out to what Texans have gone through with this recent winter storm. How concerned are you that the recovery process that your state is still going through will be hampered by these restrictions being lifted or vice versa? I mean, it's a complicated time for your state by itself, I mean, regardless of the coronavirus. And so then to have this on top of it, how worried are you about that?
It's a really complicated time. And as we moved into this winter storm disaster, we had people losing power, losing water. We were having to compromise our COVID protocols in too many places. We had to set up shelters and do congregate living. We have volunteers that are on the line right now handing out food and water way too close to one another. I just heard anecdotally the other day that an entire shift of volunteers at one of the stations ended up contracting the virus. I am real concerned that as we move out of this period of time, we would have seen a surge, even maintaining the mask mandate. I'm concerned that as the mask mandate comes off next week, that we roll right into spring break, and that too many of the University of Texas students will think that this is over, that they'll end up in bars that have been closed without their masks, and that we will ultimately see a spike in our community. But it's just not me. It's the public health officials here locally have expressed the same concern.
Well, you bring up a very good point. Obviously, Texas is home to that fantastic University of Texas system. There are thousands and thousands of college-age students all across the state. Is the University of Texas setting some sort of mask standard for its students?
I don't know the answer to that. I do know that the University of Texas has been a wonderful partner throughout this entire pandemic, and I'm sure they're going to do everything they can to help make sure that there's an unambiguous message with respect to masking. They've been a real good partner, but I have not heard what specific steps they're taking.
All right. Well, Austin Mayor Steve Adler, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Good to be with you. Thank you.